He's wide open. Yes, sir. Lastimosa, another three.
Jerome Lastimosa,
Oh, go. Triple for Jerome Lastimosa. Melesio all day to shoot. Gets it to go. Lasar is off and running. Melesio behind the back pass again. Justin Lasar brings that baby home. Cali against Desiderio. The bang bucket. They swing it to Comboy, who's had the hot hand. Still finds a way. Fading away on one leg. Ildefonso will drive right. That's all muscle. Changes direction. Twice he does that. Navigates through Pasay traffic. Double-double performance for Philip Manalang. Straightaway jumper. Nothing but sweet string music. Manzo with a steal! All the way! That's one out of the back. Highlight, the University of the Philippines after 32 years! CJ for three! Are you kidding me? Subido with a crossover. Subido for three! Renzo Subido! Ravena leaves it for Edge. Oh! Here's Matt, the 30. Highlight coming. Two-hand slam. Dominance and the excellence of the Ateneo de Manila Eagles continues.
We are up here in windy Antipolo City for the weekend games in the final stretch of the eliminations of Season 82 of the UAAP. All for More, brought to you by ABS-CBN Sports. 4 games, or 4 teams seeing action. Today's Saturday doubleheader, the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles looking to get their 13th straight win as they take on National University, coming off a 3-point loss against the University of the Philippines. In the meantime, the second game, University of Santo Tomas Growling Tigers will try to keep their team in Final Four contention or step ladder contention as they take on Adamson University Soaring Falcons, a team that were ousted in the Final Four after they lost to FEU past couple of days. Hi everybody, thank you for watching us. We're live on SNA, we're live on TFC.tv. I want sports.abs-cbn.com, and also seen on Liga. Eric Capan alongside Marco Benitez, and today our reporters reporting for National University, Bailey's Akot, and reporting for the Blue Eagles, we have Franny Reyes. We'll talk to you later. Good luck to your teams. And in the meantime, Marco, a very exciting time, especially for Ateneo. They want to, first time last season, they lost 2 games. They want to sweep, obviously, this season. But as Franny said earlier, that's not the #1 thing on their minds.
That's correct, Eric. And your last 3 playing dates of the elimination round always gets exciting, especially this season where the field is so competitive. As you Ateneo trying to keep a very clean slate as they enter this matchup. After this game, they're going to be playing the UP Fighting Maroons on Wednesday as their last game of the elimination round. Still at 12-0. Meanwhile, the NU Bulldogs at 2-10. What they expected as a record for the season, but despite the opposite ends of the spectrum, this is a good matchup between these 2 teams, and very competitive, especially with their young core. And this is a team that Ateneo definitely does not underestimate, and you played them well in their first matchup here in the first round several weeks ago, or last September 22, and then you gave them a pretty good matchup in the first quarter, but Ateneo put the clamps on, limited NU to just 11 points in that first quarter, and then it was pretty much all the way Ateneo from there. Final score of that ball game, Eric, as you mentioned, was 71-50. It was a lopsided matchup, but it was close in the first quarter. Ateneo, or NU rather, started out strong, but then in that matchup, Ange Kwame dominated. 15 points, 13 rebounds, a monster 7 blocks for the #1 shot blocker in the league. David Defonso, a third leading scorer, in the league, averaging about 17 points per game, was held to just 10 points. And he was the focal point of the Ateneo defense. And you can be sure this afternoon they're going to try to put the clamps once again on Dave.
Now let's check out Ed's last game. Off a 24-point performance. Dave Ildefonso leading the way, but obviously it was a painful loss for NU. Had high hopes this season. Another game was against UP, but that was a close one, Marco.
Well, this was a great matchup between these two dominant scorers, talking about Kobe Paras and Dave Ildefonso. Ildefonso erupted for 24 points. Kobe, if I'm not mistaken, had 19 points in that game. It was pretty close all throughout, and you even had a chance to bring it closer. They were down by 1 going to the fourth quarter, had a chance to tie it in the last possession, but a missed three-pointer by Sean Ildefonso sealed the win for the UP Fighting Maroons, 80-77. Look at UP shooting 44% compared to 39% for the Bulldogs. 7 of 23 from downtown, 9 of 25 for the Bulldogs. But it was the multiple free throw attempts, 16 of 23, that kept the Bulldogs in that ball game. UP was 11 of 14. And this was, if I'm not mistaken, the best game of UP in terms of sharing the basketball. 21 assists in this game. They average about 14 assists per ball game. Last season, they were one of the best teams because they had 18 assists per ball game. So you can see UP really trying to peak at the right time here for Coach Bo Peresor.
JV Gallego, one of 4 players in double digits for NU Bulldogs. His season high 20 points put up in this game.
That is correct. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Started out at the point guard spot for Coach Jamai Karin, and he really gave them that scoring facet. He was not tense, he was not passive. Whenever there was a time that he was given a ball to the top of the key, really tried to use and attack the defense on that one. So 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And let's see if Coach Jamai gives him another shot as the starting point guard for his team.
Well, let's get more about the Bulldogs as we check in with Bailey Sakon.
Eric and Marco, the Bulldogs may have fell flat against the UP Fighting Maroons last Wednesday, but to the coaching staff, that was the most unselfish basketball that the team played all season, from doing the little things like locating their open teammate and making that extra pass, communicating with one another, and trusting that they will have each other's backs on defense. Now, you mentioned JV Gallego, who stepped up big with a season high of 20 points, and I got to ask him what was different for him last game, at nasabi niya sa akin na na-challenge lang daw siya because it was the first time this season that he started and he just did everything he could to contribute for the team. JV also shared to me that coming into this game against the reigning undefeated champions, that they look to just give it their all and finish the season strong because they have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Eric and Marco?
All right, thanks a lot, Bailey's. Well, you know, slow increments, slow improvements, tiny little, you know, trying to get better each and every game. That's the target, I guess, of Coach Jamai Karin for the final games of the season.
I think the scoring of JV Gallego will be important here because in the last game, NU was able to make stops. It's just that they were not able to convert on the other end of the floor.
I'll take a quick break and come back more about this game between the Bulldogs and the Eagles here on SNA. Welcome back to Inata Center for the first game of your Saturday doubleheader. Kiefer Ravenna, Ange Kwame, and the rest of the Eagles will be taking on National University. But first, let's talk about their last game as they run roughshod through the lineup of the teams. Is UAAP, another spectacular 34-point win against UE for Ateneo.
Well, UE actually started out strong in this game, 4-0 in that first quarter, but a 10-2 Ateneo blast to end that first quarter, and they'd never looked back after that first quarter run. Isaac Go had back-to-back threes in that first quarter. You see the stats on your screens, 42% from the field for the Blue Eagles, 32% for the Red Warriors, and just 2 out of 14 from long distance against an Ateneo team who was previously among the worst in terms of three-point shooting percentage this season, but 14 out of 14 that game. Monster advantage in terms of second chance points for one of the best rebounding teams in the league, 22-12, and also turnover points. To 23 turnovers in that game, scored 30 points off of those turnovers.
Only 3 players in double digits for Ateneo in that game, 11 for 30 and Angelo Kwame, but Isaac Go with 13 leading the way for the Blue Eagles.
That was his best scoring game of the season. You know, Isaac Go has not played heavy minutes in this season as compared to previous seasons, partly because of the dominance of Ange Kwame, but in that game, Isaac Go really came to fore. As we mentioned, back-to-back triples in that ball game. I think he finished the game with 3 triples. He was 3 out of 6 from long distance, and he really gives them that added feature because in that game, UE started to double on that ball screen, especially with G50 matched up against Isaac Go. So Isaac Go would normally pop out of the three-point line, and that extra range really made it difficult for the defense of the Red Warriors. You see 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 block for Isaac Go. So I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Tab gives them a little more extra minutes in this game, especially as they approach the playoff round and the Final Four season of season 82.
Well, let's get more information about the Blue Eagles as we check in with Franny Reyes.
Tinanong ni Coach Gab Severino kagabi kung ano ba talagang standing ng team, to which the guys replied with a resounding 0-0. Coach Tab Baldwin emphasized the importance of rededicating themselves to who they are and who they're supposed to be, hence the response. Now, there's been a lot of talk about a sweep, but that was never the goal, and that isn't the goal today or in the coming games. The goal right now is NU. Now, I got to talk with Isaac Go about this rededication, and he told me that there's a certain fight, push, and hunger that's been lacking. Kailangan nilang ibalik yung eagerness that they had in the last 2 seasons. Going to today's game, Isaac told me that NU on paper doesn't reflect how good they actually are. They're a hungry team, and Ateneo can't let them get confident. Expect a hungrier, more dedicated, and bigger Blue Eagles with Isaac in place of William in light of what happened to him in the last game. You guys.
All right, thank you, Franny. You like how this, both aspects of this team, right? From the players think it's 0-0. Coaches saying don't underestimate this team because even if we beat them the first time, it's going to be the same.
Well, that is really the mentality that they have to adapt, especially for a team that has won by an average of more than 15 points per game all throughout the season. You cannot, this is not the point in the season where you become complacent, especially against a dangerous team like NU. And you can be sure Coach Mike Karin has prepared for an upset in this ball.
Let's take a look at the matchup. 30 and Dave.
Two of the best scorers, best individual scorers in the league, although the numbers do not show it because of his minutes. Averages less than 25 minutes per game. David Defonso, 3rd in the league in terms of scoring, 16 points, 17 points per game, 41% from the field, 35% for 30 Ravenna. Ravenna has the edge in terms of rebounding, 7-5 in terms of assists as well, as he rounds up, really has made the game more well-rounded. Years. This is going to be his last playing year while David Defonso his sophomore season.
Meantime, let's take a look at some players that you would want to watch in this game. We talked about Dave at 30, but Mix Oxon, 12 points, 3rd leading scorer for the Bulldogs in that loss versus UP.
Well, this is a guy who has started every single game for Coach Jamai Karin, had finished with 12 points. Prior to the last game, has had only hit 4 triples our season. He was 4 out of 8, if I'm not mistaken, in that last game. And he's really one of the 4 out of 5 rather. He's really one of the promising wingmen here for the NU Bulldogs. Finished with 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Migs Oxon.
In the meantime, on the flip side, we mentioned 11 points for Angelo Kwame and 30 Ravenna. 2nd and 3rd leading scorer for Ateneo. Only 2 other players in double digits in their win versus.
And again, as we continue to mention, because of the depth of this Blue Eagles team, these two players do not average more than 25 minutes per game, and that has hurt them in terms of MVP and Mythical 5 race. But I'm sure if you ask them, they would want nothing more than just to win a championship. You see against the Red Warriors, 11 points apiece, 8 rebounds, 7 rebounds for 30, combined 5 blocks for a team that averages about 7 blocks per ball game.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the starting 5 of the Eagles and the Bulldogs next on SNA. Back here at Inares Center in Antipolo City. Venue for the game today and tomorrow. Final 2 of the 3 last games of the elimination round. Take a look at the starting lineup for Ateneo. Isaac Go will start for Will Navarro. And for National University, JV Gallego with his second start today, coming off a 20-point performance in that loss versus UP.
Coach Mike Rin looking to inject more offense in their starting lineup with JV Gallego. This kid has really been known as a scorer even back in his high school days. And as Franny mentioned, Isaac Go is going to be the twin towers of the Blue Eagles that will start the ball game out. And as you mentioned, Eric, there's actually a really big game tomorrow between LaSalle and the UP Fighting Maroons. UP Fighting Maroons need to win just 1 out of their 2 remaining games to secure outright second place, and along with twice to beat advantage, regardless of whether we go to a Final Four or a step ladder format. Big game tomorrow. Meanwhile, LaSalle tries to stay alive.
Yep. LaSalle is right now on the outside looking in.
Yes.
They are 5th in the standings.
They need to win their last couple of games.
Right.
Really try to force their way into the Final Four.
Adrian Wong making a move on Nix Oxon, the rookie.
If we try to recall in their first round matchup, NU started with a 1-3-1 zone, forcing Ateneo to take the outside shot. Meanwhile,
Ooh, that was swiped away by Ange Kwame, but I believe it's been called a offensive goaltend. Let's take a look here.
oh, that's
Very close.
extremely close.
Very close. It almost simultaneously hit the rim as Kwame got to the ball. So, inadvertently, JV Gallego with his first bucket of the game.
But you see the scorer's mentality of JV Gallego will not pull the ball back out. Once he sees an opening, he will try to attack that basket.
And you mentioned it, Marco, Coach Jamay Karin wanting more offense in the starting lineup, injecting Gallego.
Prior to that, earlier in the season, it was either Enzo Hoson or Chino Mosqueda that would make the start, who are not as offensive-minded as JV Gallego.
Isaac Go off the glass, picking up where he left off.
Easy pickings there for Isaac Go. So this is where the dilemma is now for the Bulldogs, because who will match up against Ange Kwame? If Isa Gaya picks up Ange Kwame, Isaac Go is going to have the mismatch.
Kwame looking to go, but opts to pass it to 30. 14 on the shot clock. Nice pick and roll. Kwame, smooth stroke by the big man. And that is a Manulife Vision player of the game.
Nice slip, nice pocket pass there from 30 Ravenna.
Minerva going to the middle, passing. Isakaya, second attempt, no good. Back-to-back for Gaya. And we talked about him off the air, Marco. I mean, he's productive, but obviously NU needs more.
Oh, definitely, because if you see the other foreign athletes that are playing in this season, you talk about Ange Kwame, Bright Akoeti, Chabio. Isa Gaya is really going to have to step up his performance, couple of notches high.
Averaging about 8 rebounds and close to 9 points per game for Isagaye. And Coach Jamay Karin was talking about how, you know, he improved in the offseason working with the coaching staff, but apparently not enough as we take a look at this yellow cab end-to-end play of the game.
We talk about improvement from season to season. 30 Ravenna that time, bully basketball, using his physicality in transition against the younger JV Gallego.
And how vastly he has improved from his rookie season, and then he skipped one, and then he came back. He's totally transformed. I mean, physically and mentally.
The saying goes, the harder you work, the luckier you get, and the more confidence you develop in your ball game as well.
Minerva dribbling up it off his foot. And right now, Kwame with some point guard skills going all the way.
Showing us the versatility and the handles is Ange Kwame.
Yamaha Mio #1 move from Kwame. And Ateneo with a 9-point run here. Isagaye with his 3rd straight miss.
Great shot there for Isagaye. NU has not been able to set up their offense.
Kwame saving it. Wong saving it. 14 on the shot clock. Wong gets it. Ateneo mishandling it a little bit. Very uncharacteristic for the Blue Eagles. 7 to shoot. Wong operating against Minerva. Adrian Wong waltzes in and lays it in. That is a Wannaflakes kakaibang move as the Eagles with an 11-point run here in the first quarter. after the first basket made by JV Gallego off a goaltending violation by Ange Kwame, Ateneo has rattled off 11 straight points, Marco.
Well, they have really exploited their matchup, especially in the paint and in transition. Five fast break points already for the Blue Eagles.
Let's see the adjustments that are going to be made by Jamai Karin on our BDO coaches' winning ways after that timeout, because I mean, the only basket they have is, again, that JV Gallego layup. Although no adjustments whatsoever, the lineup for Coach Karin right now.
Also with 6 points from the inside as compared to just 2 for the Bulldogs, and defense by 30 Ravenna against Dave Ildefonso.
And Dave is probably giving up maybe about some 20 to 30 pounds of against 30 as you take a look at Minerva. A little hesitant on the shot, but still knocks it in.
And that's something that they can exploit.
Jollibee 100% the amazing move of the quarter.
Because of Isaac Go's presence inside the paint, Kwame is forced to pick up a smaller guy who can play in the outside. Talking about Minerva, so he can exploit his quickness.
30 faking. Kwame from outside.
Oh, he has hit that three-point shot from the area several times this season.
Dave Ildefonso against 30 again. Gallego down the middle. Gallego attacking the defense of Isagaye. Ball knocked away. This is going to stay with NU.
Seconds on the shot clock.
There you see again that fearless determination of JV Gallego to penetrate and try to score off the penetration.
And ever since last season, we've seen the determination of JV Gallego, especially offensively.
You saw the stat on your screen. Number in the league in blocks, Ange Kwame with a total of 47 blocks.
So much hard work for Dave Ildefonso, and he didn't even draw iron that time. Ball tapped away. It's going to go to Ateneo. How good a defender is 30 Ravenna? I mean, Dave Ildefonso, we know him to be a man of many moves.
Yeah. That just shows you the mindset of 30 Ravenna to be try to be the best in every aspect, including defense.
Wong to 30, guarded by Gallego. Isaac Go is swinging around, and Nieto 6 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Kwame, 3 seconds to shoot. It's a kickball. That's a shame if you're NU. I mean, only 3 seconds remaining in the shot clock of Ateneo.
That's about 21 seconds of great defense as Ange Kwame tries to feed that mismatch of Isaac Go against RJ Minerva.
The shot clock back to 14 for the Blue Eagles. Ravenna. So patient, the offense of Ateneo.
Isaac Go had a wide open three-point shot, but instead chooses to drop it off to Ange Kwame for a higher percentage opportunity.
Spectacular play here, and Kwame showing us his big man moves. Faking right, then spinning left. McDonald's instant replay. Ange Kwame, a very solid free throw shooter as well.
In the first round encounter, Isagaye picked up 2 quick fouls in that first quarter. He has 1 in this ball game. We're at the 5-10 mark. That's going to be a free throw lane violation. David Ildefonso, number 5 right now in the league at 16.2 points per. Kobe Paras is actually the leading scorer, averaging above 18 points contest.
And we hit our Gatorade hydration checkpoint in the first quarter as Dave Ildefonso misses from outside. Ravenna counters. Ravenna air ball.
Couple of quick triggers from both Ildefonso and 30 Ravenna.
Timeout on the floor. It's a 9-point lead for the Eagles, 13-4 against the Bulldogs here in the quarter. back here at the Inares Center. 13-4 Ateneo over NU. Ateneo's 13th game, and they're looking for their 13th straight win, and 22 dating back, make that 23 dating back to last season. They're on a 22-game winning streak. As you take a look at our Fudgy Bar, O-Bar, Saya moment. Matthew Daves in the game for the first time, number 21, our Phil Canadian.
He replaces Isaac. Oh, Matthew Daves averages about 9 minutes per ball game. Just a shade under 2 points per game, but he's one of those bench role guys, role players that Coach Tap Baldwin likes to insert. Still able to contribute.
Ravenna with a layup after the Gaye miss at 30. That's a Mitsubishi Mirage G4 drive of the game.
Nobody there stopping the transition basket of 30 Ravenna. And Ateneo continues on their run.
Isakaye falls to the floor, loses the ball. Ateneo off and running yet again. Oh, nice pass there. Nieto. That's blocked. Good defense by Mix Oxon. Gallego slipping. And that's going to be definitely
That's a clear goaltend violation, and the ball had already hit the backboard.
Here's that 30 Ravenna coast to coast unmolested leg. Meantime, here's a clear shot out, a offensive goaltend by 30 Ravenna. Just absolute no mercy for 30 today.
In their first round encounter, Gian Mamuyak had 8 points in the first quarter. Inserted here by Coach Tab Baldwin with a little over 3:40 remaining.
Matt Nieto.
NU was limited to just 11 points in the first quarter during the first round matchup. So Ateneo is still on pace.
Mamuyak, his first attempt, nothing but net as the shot clock expired. And that is a Vivo V17 shoot beyond limit moment.
And that's actually the first triple of the ball game for the Blue Eagles.
Sean Ildefonso game for the first time as well for NU, coming off a 10-point performance. Here's Gallego. Tibayan, who's off the bench, knocks that short jumper in.
Good shot there for Tibayan, who was not ready on the first pass. Coming from David Ildefonso, makes up for it in that sequence.
Ravenna, nice spin to it, but he's missed his last 2 attempts from outside.
That's going to be almost a turnover there for David Ildefonso. As both Mike Nieto and Tyler Tio make their way replacing Matt Nieto and Ange Kwame. So small lineup for both squads.
And after knocking in a shot earlier, that's a travel. That's definitely 4 or 5 steps getting to the basket. Tibayan didn't play in the last game.
Right idea though with Ange Kwame on the bench. Ateneo has no legitimate shot blocker.
10-point lead here for the Eagles. Tio. Mike Nieto coming down the middle. Mike Nieto been just a little too strong.
And you see how the defense of NU starting to collapse in the paint to prevent those Ateneo penetrations. They're going to live with the outside shooting of the Blue Eagles.
David Defonso. Here's JV Gallego working on Tio. There's a hand check foul. That's going to be called. I think it's going to be on Tio.
Hand check foul, number 9.
Early substitutions here. Jonas. Sorry, this is Troy Malili who will check in for the Blue Eagles, replacing 30 Ravenna. So Coach Tab Baldwin utilizing his bench early on. John Lloyd Clemente also making his way.
Quick shot from JLC. Sean Ildefonso getting the loose ball and putting it in. Nice job by Sean Ildefonso. His first bucket. Pure gold always. Panalo move.
And this is going to be a nice physical matchup between Sean Ildefonso and Troy Malili. Pretty similarly built players who play the 3 and the 4 spot.
Shot from the outside, Mamuyak, his first miss. Gallego behind the back dribble. Gallego all the way. JP Gallego knocks it in.
Again, the scorer's mentality for JV Gallego. Leading scorer right now for the Bulldogs with 6.
And that is going to be a 4-point run here for the Bulldogs. Down 18-8. They are within 4. We'll make that 6. Mamuyak. There's a switch. Tibayan is on Mamuyak now. Mamuyak drives. Mamuyak lays it in.
Just in the nick of time once again for Gian Mamuyak.
Under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Sean Ildefonso waving off pick. Gallego guarded by Ateneo's best on-ball defender probably. Gian Mamuyak throws it away.
Mamuyak does a great job staying in front of JV Gallego.
But take a look at Gallego here operating on the open court. Sides there and lays it in. Looks so easy.
And he also is a little bit unorthodox because he's a lefty. In their last game, they were matched up against. He was matched up against Juan Gomez de Liano. So, matchup between two left-handed point guards, very capable of scoring.
Dio. Enzo Hoson is in the game for the first time for the Bulldogs. Mike Nieto. They swing it around to Dio. Dio, open look, but gave it up to Mamuyak, who misses from the corner. Malilin puts it in.
Great energy off the bench there for Troy Malilin. Gets the offensive rebound and the putback.
Yu from the corner. Short. And that's all we have for the first quarter. Again, Ateneo's unselfishness. They just ball around trying to find the open man, and that is why they are up by 10 here, 22-12 against NU at the end of the first quarter. Well, the Bulldogs, they haven't been really shooting well from the field. Couple that with a few turnovers here and there. Ateneo really playing very well here defensively and offensively as they start the second quarter with a 10-point lead, 22-12.
And you actually has 5 turnovers. It had 5 turnovers in that first quarter, which resulted in 7 turnover points for the Blue Eagles. And as I was telling you off the air, Eric, the first quarter score in their first round matchup was 20-11. And then Ateneo followed it up with a 21-30 second quarter. So NU has to be careful. They have to keep the energy up and try to make a run here. Otherwise, Ateneo definitely capable of blowing this game wide open. As you see there, JV Gallego 3 out of 4, while the rest of the team 3 out of 12.
Dave's missing on the break.
Probably should have gone up strong instead of double clutching that.
Enzo Hoson, back to you. John Lloyd Clemente working on Mike Nieto. Clemente against 3 defenders. And Malilin with a rebound. Outside shot, Mike Nieto off.
First triple attempt for Big Mike Nieto. Ateneo does a great job of closing the gaps, especially on the penetration.
Patrick Yu nowhere to go. 12 seconds on the shot clock here for Enzo Hoson and the Bulldogs. Open is Sean from outside. Yes!
That is something Sean Ildefonso can definitely hit, although his three-point percentage this season is shade under 26%.
Tyler Teo finally using the Matthew Daves pick. Mike, the Teo didn't pass off this shot and knocks it in. So a 3 for a 3. That's a PS Bankable assist of the game. Parang PS Bank personal loan na maasahan. Apply online.
Tyler Teo, 30% three-point shooter on the season. He will take it once it's open.
Sean Ildefonso knocked it in earlier. Back-to-back threes for Sean Ildefonso. And that is a Vivo V7 shoot beyond limits moment.
And you know what you like about those triples from Sean Ildefonso is that they have come off of penetrations where his teammate draws the defense, finds him wide open on the kick out, and he has not disappointed.
Meantime, Matthew Davis with a wild shot. So these drive and kick plays by the Bulldogs, Marco, working out so far here at the start of the second quarter.
That's the reason when you don't have Nanch Kwame, whom you can rely on for the line of defense, the other perimeter players are forced to help, and that is why it allows for a wide open shooter on the kick out.
Mamuyak is stripped. Tibayan loses it on the way down, gives it up to Clemente. Bulldogs down by 7. Sean Ildefonso, a fancy move. Matthew Daves attacking again in transition and picks up a foul this time.
And you know what Ateneo is doing? They're trying to push the pace on every possession.
Donald's instant replay. Drive and kick, you were talking about Marco, and Sean Ildefonso, the beneficiary, getting open and knocking in 2 threes.
Third in the league in terms of fast break points, averaging about 11 fast break points per ball game. So they have really tried to attack on opportunity. They have 7 fast break points compared to 6 for the Bulldogs.
First for Daves, biggest lead of Ateneo is 12 points.
As Kwame gets ready to check in for Daves. Magdenburg is already in the ball game. And he continues to field its small lineup with Isagaye still on the bench.
Teo guarding Hoson. Here's Ildefonso guarded by Magdenburg.
Sean has a quick disadvantage here against Magdenburg.
Patrick Yu operating against Adrian Wong. 7 to shoot now for the Bulldogs. This play is taking some time to develop. 3 seconds on the shot clock. 1 second. Sean Ildefonso on the fadeaway. And Kwame leaking out the pass, too strong from Mike Nieto. Turnover for Ateneo.
A little too much on that pass coming from Nieto, but you saw the defense. The prior defense of Ateneo, entire possession of venue was spent outside the three-point line. Impenetrable perimeter defense by the Blue Eagles.
Blue Eagles continue to play it tight defensively against the Bulldogs, as they have kept the distance. So far, the biggest lead is 12. They are up by 9 here.
One thing positive though for ADMU is that they've actually outscored Ateneo 6-5 here in the second quarter. Chino Mosqueda in the ball game. Patrick Yu remains on the floor as well. No Dave Ildefonso.
And none of the starters are on the floor actually for the Bulldogs.
That's right. Good point.
Nice cut by Tibayan. Just a little too strong, and good team rebounding there by Ateneo. Ball last touched by Sean Ildefonso, it'll say, with the Blue Eagles.
Almost a steal there coming from Sean. Actually averaged about a steal ball game.
Dio on a pick and roll. They swing it out. Mike Nieto from outside misses, but he got open. And again, Ateneo just moving the ball around.
Coach Tab won't be unhappy with that shot because it was a wide open shot. Ange Kwame had drawn the defense off of that slip.
Mosqueda. Clemente, nice dribble penetration, but that bucket is shut for NU.
And you know the mentality for NU as well as other teams is that every time you get a penetration against that Ateneo defense, as we see that layup coming from Mike Nieto.
Jollibee 100%, the amazing move of the quarter.
Every time you get the penetration at the back of your head, you're wondering where Ange Kwame is. So that alters your shot a bit.
But Sean Ildefonso, he was bothered. That shot didn't look normal, but he got it in anyway.
But Sean Ildefonso continues to exploit that quickness advantage against Magdeburg.
Tyler Dio again on a pick and roll with Kwame. He slips out. We're at our Gatorade checkpoint of the second quarter, as Dio with his second three of the game, and Ateneo back to their biggest lead at 12, 32-20 against NU.
Coming in for the Bulldogs. Turkey Ravenna coming in for the Blue Eagles.
What a second quarter for Tyler Dio. 6 points already in the game, and knocked in 2 big threes and restores Ateneo's advantage against National University. 32-20 here in the second quarter.
Leading the way for the Blue Eagles in terms of scoring here in the second quarter is Tyler Dio. And, you know, both of his three-pointers have come off of kickouts as he gets this steal off of that full court pressure. First turnover of the second quarter for the Bulldogs.
Wong on the post against the smaller Mosqueda. 30. And NU is off and running. Gallego is back in the game. Gallego all the way in, but this time misses, looking for a foul.
He's got to get back down in transition.
Pass a little too quick, even for Adrian Wong.
Lucky break there for the Bulldogs. third turnover of the game
Coming in
for Ateneo as Matt Nieto and BJ Andrade make their way.
For Pat
It'll be a smaller lineup, or a quicker lineup rather, with 30, who will now slide probably to the 4 spot.
Chino Mosqueda. After an early injury in season 81, a lot of hope for him leading the way offensively for National University, but that hasn't materialized.
Yeah.
Gallego attacking, back-to-back misses for Gallego. Here's a steal, Mosqueda with an interception. David Defonso faking, kick out. Mosqueda, 18 on the shot clock for the Bulldogs. Dave working on Kwame. Clemente from outside, yes!
That's a good extra pass there coming from Mosqueda.
Master player of the game.
And hopefully that will get JLC going, as he has not really found his groove offensively this season. And one of the best scorers from the high school ranks. Unlike Clemente, only averaged about 9 points per game. Remember last season, he had a game where he scored 38.
Yep.
Season high. Season 82 has been 19 points. Zone defense right now for the Bulldogs.
Shot from outside, Wong. Nice hustle for Ateneo, keeping the ball alive. Ravenna swings it out to Wong from outside. Back-to-back attempts for Wong in this possession. Ravenna rescues Ateneo there, but misses on the turnaround. Wong, third attempt in this possession, finally knocks it in. Adrian Wong with a big 3.
Yeah, second chance opportunities killing the Bulldogs. That counted about 3 extra possessions there.
Wow, Gallego. And if you're Kwame, thinking this kid hasn't learned his lesson.
How about the grit on JV Gallego? But although Ange Kwame rejects that.
And that time around, without question.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Making
wasn't
sure
even
it was
near.
clean, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't even near the backboard, but Gallego cutting. And ball last touch by Ateneo. 20 seconds on the shot clock for NU. Coach Tab complaining about it. There's Coach Jamaica Rin. Oh, wow.
Miscommunication on defense there. That's a nice baseline bounce play for the Bulldogs.
RJ Minerva with his first basket of the game. Make that second bucket of the game. Ravenna from outside. Offensive rebound. And a slam dunk by Kwame Andrade. You got to credit BJ Andrade for the offensive board, but Kwame with the finish.
Nice offensive rebound and no pass coming from Andrade.
Eight seconds on the shot clock.
That's excellent anticipation there coming from Adrian Wong. Read the defense, or read that sequence coming from NU, made the switch, and then got the deflection. That's going to be turnover number 7 for the Bulldogs.
There's the no-look pass, and there's a slam dunk by Ange Kwame. 12-point lead for Ateneo.
And dominated the rebounding picture, 22-16. Second chance points.
Mike Nieto. Andrade to Kwame on the post. Easy pickings for the big man.
And you wonder how long Coach Jamaica Rin is going to keep Isagaye on that bench, as Ateneo has been dominating inside so far.
Under 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Minerva. The drop-off pass to Clemente from 15 feet. Yes.
That's a good pull-up there coming from Jonas Tibayan off the penetration and the extra pass.
Wong. Guarded by Clemente. Here's Tibayan right in front of Kwame. Nice defense by David Defonso on Andrade.
Good quick hands there from Ildefonso.
Minerva hesitating. Tibayan attacking. Lost the ball on the way up. It's going to be Ateneo ball here.
That's going to be off of the leg of Jonas Tibayan. SJ Belangel is going to make his way to the floor. And it's going to be a 2-point guard setup here now for the Blue Eagles. going to be, look at the stats of SJ Belangel. He's actually the #1 3-point shooter on this Ateneo squad. And talk about hard work in the off-season. Back in high school, the knock on SJ's game was that he did not have an outside shot. And from that point to right now being the #1 3-point shooter percentage-wise on this squad, that just tells you a lot about the work ethic of this young man.
In meantime, the drop-off pass. And there's a foul here somewhere against the Bulldogs. Obviously, Jamaica is not happy. Foul is going to be on Clemente. That's his first. Third team foul for the Bulldogs. No team fouls yet for Ateneo.
And Anchpame has really made his presence felt inside the paint.
Coach Jamaica, former Ateneo Eaglets coach.
Former assistant coach as well. Was part of that 5-peat.
So it must be bittersweet if you're Coach Jamaica. You're seeing some of the kids you coached in high school beating you up.
That's correct.
Here in the seniors division.
As Anchpame gets another offensive rebound and the slam.
Final 40 seconds of the first half. Gallego blows by Belangel, lays it in. Oh. And Ateneo is off and running yet again. Nice scoop pass and the return. Ravenna with a slam dunk. Just generous, sharing of the ball by Ateneo. C2 fast break of the game.
Unselfishness is contagious there as 30 could have gone for the layup, opted to drop it off to Matt Nieto, who obliges and gives it back to his teammate for the slam.
And you will take the final shot here. Minerva slide. Have traveled. Kwame throws it forward. Andrade. Oh, just a little short.
Miscalculated where that ball was going to be.
A wild finish for the Blue Eagles, though, but nevertheless they are in control here. Up 44-27 against National University at the half. At the half here at the Inaras in Antipolo City. Ateneo currently up 44-27. They have only once this game at 2-0. But after that, the Bulldogs have never tasted the lead. PS Bankable fan of the game. Deposit checks in a snap with PS Bank Mobile. Download now. And get 10% off on select UAAP merchandise items today. Visit UAAPstore.com now and flex your school spirit. Kapamilya, commute warrior ka ba? Sa ABS-CBN TV Plus Go, masusurvive mo na ang stress ng araw-araw na traffic haba ng pila at hassle ng commute. Catch the UAAP live as it airs. No data charges while watching. Follow TV Plus Go on Facebook to know more. And catch all the UAAP Season 82 men's basketball action on iWant. Just download the iWant app or go to the iWant website, iwant.ph/sports, and watch the games live and on replay anytime, anywhere. back here at the Inara Center in Antipolo City. At the half in this first game of your Saturday doubleheader between Ateneo and National University. 44-27. Ateneo's led since they were down 2-0 at the start of the first quarter, where we begin our highlights for all of you.
Very similar to their first round encounter. Ateneo setting the tempo early on in that first quarter. Outscored ADMU 22-12 in that first quarter, and then followed with an explosive second quarter. See some of the highlights of that first half. Gian Mamuyak had a triple and a layup to beat the shot clock on 2 occasions in that first quarter, and then that baseline jump coming from Jonas Debayan had a couple of baskets from the mid-range.
Mamuyak was instrumental in his insertion in the first quarter, but speaking of bench players, Sean Ildefonso, what a big game he's having as his brother Dave is struggling today. Meantime, also contributing Tyler Teo off the bench.
Marco, 6 points already for Tyler Teo on back-to-back triples off the kick-out, off the penetration and the kick-out. Meanwhile, Sean Ildefonso leading all scorers for the Bulldogs with 10 points, only player in double digits for Coach Jamaica Harin's wards. But that second quarter was all about Ange Kwame. 13 points already in the ball game. Ateneo dominating in terms of inside points. Ange Kwame with 13 points, go along with four rebounds and a couple of blocks. He has actually outscored already the entire starting lineup of this NU Bulldogs squad. Ange Kwame with 13, the starters of the Bulldogs with just 10 points. You see the field goal percentage 46-36. Ateneo already approaching their season average in terms of assists. That just goes to show you how unselfish they've been in this ball game, and this is where Ateneo has dominated the game. Points off turnovers 12-3, 3-0 in terms of dunks, and not seen on your stat sheet is the second chance points, 7-2 advantage for the Blue Eagles in terms of second chance points.
But it's been a quiet 18 points for Ange Kwame, so many contributing 7 points as well for 30 Ravenna, 6 for Tyler Teo. Sean Ildefonso, on the other hand, is leading the way for NU with 10 points. His brother Dave, again, scoreless, only 2 attempts from the field. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for watching us on SNA. Eric Ipanlong, Marco Benitez says we get this report in from Bailey's Aqua. Bailey?
Eric and Marco, sabi nga nila, it's not how big you are but how big you play. The Bulldogs, knowing that they're up against a much taller Ateneo Blue Eagles, need to play their role and play them with heart. Now the Blue Eagles are playing their game, but the Bulldogs need to force them to adjust to theirs and to not give them what they want. This is what the coaching staff is trying to relate to the boys. Nothing will happen if they don't make things happen. Now Coach Jamaica Harin instructing his boys to be more alert for audibles and to execute what is asked of them. Nothing more and nothing less. Eric and Marco?
All right, thank you, Bailey. Is it just the plain issue of execution for the Bulldogs after 20 minutes, Marco?
Well, I think execution as well as the defensive presence inside the paint and their effort as well in terms of rebounding, because Ateneo just dominating them in terms of on the offensive glass and the defensive glass as well. And you know, I think the mindset for Mike Harin is that this lineup, this small lineup, worked against the UP Fighting Maroons. They outscored the Maroons 26-24 in the third and the fourth quarter of their previous matchup, and so far it has not worked though for a much stronger Ateneo squad.
Ateneo right now with a 17-point lead. Let's see what we talked about at the half as we check it with Franny Reyes.
Well, today we saw Coach Tab really rotating his bench because he trusts he trusts that his boys understand and really embody the next man up mentality, which means that whenever there is a need, you're ready to go. And when you enter that court, you're ready to contribute in whatever way you can. Now we're seeing an Ateneo that is rededicated to their identity. Ateneo has been pushing the tempo and playing their unselfish basketball, as you guys mentioned earlier, but there are too many blow-bys and they need to have better shot selection. Earlier in the dugout, however, the guys were hyped up, they were noisy, and they were still locked in. They're showing no signs of slowing down. And as Isaac told me last night, it's not about who starts the game, it's about who finishes the game and how you finish the game. So let's see what happens in the second half. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Franny. 9 players scoring already for Ateneo, 13 players fielded by Coach Tab Baldwin. So everybody contributing, everybody ready. The next man up is ready to go.
And you know, just to highlight the next man up mentality, BJ Andrade off the bench leading Ateneo right now in of assists. So 4 of the 13 assists coming from BJ Andrade, and that's just a terrific sign here if you're the coaching staff of the Blue Eagles as you approach the final 4 round of this tournament.
Koho creating beautiful plays. And here's one example, that scoop pass, but like what we mentioned earlier, Matt Nieto returning the favor with another pass and 30 with a slam dunk. One of 2 highlight plays in the first half.
One of 3 that we've seen for the Blue Eagles. The question is here for Coach Jamaica Rin and the rest of his wards, what do you do to try to overcome this 17-point deficit? And I think they have to take a little bit of what they did in the first round, possibly limit Ateneo's shots inside the paint, limit their offensive rebounding, force Ateneo to try to beat them from the outside, clog the paint, and then challenge the outside shooters. And of course, they really have to get David Defonso going here offensively. You cannot expect to challenge the #1 squad with your best scorer unable to get to his average. David Defonso has yet to score in this ballgame.
For our fans abroad, you may watch UAAP Season 82 on TFC Online, available for premium subscribers, or you can purchase the UAAP Season 82 Men's Basketball Season Pass for only $2.99. Magandang hapon sa mga nanonood. The Lucero family is watching, as well as Oyet Garcia is in to SNA. Ravenna with the leather to start the 3rd quarter.
Ateneo starting out with that twin tower combination once again. Worked for them in the first quarter.
Adrian Wong from outside. Yes, what a start for the Blue Eagles.
Continuing where they left off.
Right, they're up by 20.
That one off the kick out on the post from Ange Kwame. This is another thing that he has developed past couple of years, that ability to pass out of the post.
Now for David Defonso, the leading scorer of National University. What's got to be the mindset here for him personally? Obviously, the team is going to try to get him involved. But what does he need to do here, Marco?
I think they need to run him off of screens, and as we see another over here from the ADMU Bulldogs, and that's the fault of your point guard, because 5 on the floor is not aware of the shot clock. But going back to David Defonso, they have to get off of screens, and once he gets the ball, set some ball screens for him so that he can attack the basket instead of being passive outside.
CC Rondina, Dibdib Pacres checking out the games. The Tigers will see action later against Adamson. Adamson out of contention for the Final 4 as Oxon misses from outside, but USD must-win situation in order to keep themselves in that conversation for a spot or a step-ladder spot. If that happens, if Ateneo sweeps the eliminations.
That's correct, Eric. USD right now at 7-6, tied with FEU, #3 spot. Last game of USD, as you mentioned, is against Adamson, so they want to keep that winning or get that win so that they can finish the elimination round at 8-6 and possibly tie for 3rd or be in contention even for that #2 spot, assuming UP both the remaining games.
Gallego, second leading scorer of NU with 6. Mix Oxon kicking it out. Minerva, they swing it to Dave. Dave trying to get himself going. Passes to Oxon. Corner 3, short.
How about the defensive rotation there of Ateneo? Nobody open for NU for more than a split second.
Oh, nice! JB Gallego on Isaac. Go no less, but Ange Kwame, the trailer, and another slam dunk. What a flakes, kakaibang move. And Ateneo with a 49-27 lead against NU in the 3rd. A three-pointer by Adrian Wong and a slam dunk by Ange Kwame, and that's a 5-0 start for the Eagles in the third quarter against the Bulldogs.
And again, it's a defense of Ateneo, that half-court defense in particular, fueling their offense. As you will notice, David Defonso, less than a split second that he is wide open, there's always a guy rotating to him.
BDO coaches Winnie Ways. Coach Tab talking to Isaac and Ange Kwame. 22-point lead. This is now the biggest advantage for the Blue Eagles.
Ange Kwame picking up Sean Defonso almost full court.
Gallego spots up for three. Yes!
Much needed 3-point shot there for NU.
Domino's Pizza, what a delivery play.
He has been one of the few bright spots. 9 points right now for JV Gallego.
Ravenna tries to answer back. Yes!
30 Ravenna,
And
3.
30. With an exclamation point right there. Manu, a life vision player of the game.
And that one off another assist for the Blue Eagles. That's number 14.
Gallego kicking it out. Sean Ildefonso challenging the defense of Kwame, and Kwame with a block.
Sean tried his volleyball his way into the basket, but Ange Kwame just too long.
14
Ball
seconds on
will
the shot
stay
clock.
with Ateneo. That was last touched by David Defonso. Here's the block by JV Gallego and Isaac. Oh, but the trailer.
Gotta put a body on the 6'11" running the floor.
Turnover for the Blue Eagles. Gallego sees an opening, but he pulls back after seeing Ange Kwame in the middle. Total number of dunks, Kwame 3. Behold, NU
Jonas
none as
Tibayan
Tibayan with the basket after an assist from Gallego. PS Bankable assist of the game. PS Bank personal loan na maasahan. Apply online, no collateral.
Gallego with the right idea, draw the defense of Ange Kwame, and at the last second, drop it off to an open teammate. That time it was Tibayan.
Holding down
Here's the sequence once again. Through the defense of Kwame, went for the and at the last second,
Shot
knocked
clock
off
at 14 seconds.
for easy bucket for Tibayan.
Six seconds to shoot for Ateneo. Kwame on the shot clock. Kwame got fouled there. That's gotta hurt if you're NU. Defense until the final second, and then they commit the foul.
Got his hand caught in the cookie jar, did David Defonso.
Seconds on the shot clock.
So back to 14 seconds, the shot clock for Ateneo. Nice cut by Ravenna, and he lays it in. 30 Ravenna.
Just too easy there, 30.
Boys points in the paint.
And you know, for the interior defense of NU, what do? 30 Ravenna gets it at the elbow. You have Isaac Go and Ange Kwame on the couple of low blocks. Who do you defend?
Here's Ravenna, finds an opening, drops the pass, and the reverse layup is good for Isaac Go. That's probably be 100% amazing move of the quarter.
And that's what we talk about. 30 Ravenna, such an adept passer. Once the defense collapses, he is able to find his open big man. That time it was Isaac Go on the baseline.
Difficult shot for Sean Ildefonso. Great challenge by the defense as we hit our Gatorade hydration checkpoint of the third quarter. Wong missing from outside. Lead is now 24 for Ateneo, 56. 32.
And 30 Ravenna still hustling as if it was a close matchup.
That's just the fire, the determination that Franny was talking about. Their mindset, they're 0-0 right now. They're not thinking about a sweep. They're not thinking step ladder. They just want to win each and every game. Although, as we mentioned, this is going to be, if they pull it off, their 13th straight win, 23 dating back to last season, and then they're going to be a game closer to a step ladder format to make it outright to the finals.
And you know, when you see your finals MVP, as we see the, I believe, MVPs of the Ravenna household, when you see your finals MVP in 30 Ravenna giving that kind of effort on the floor, there is no excuse for every other guy on the bench not to give the same kind of effort.
Let's ask Kiefer later who the real MVP of that household is.
Coming in for
Advance happy birthday by that's right, to our colleague Kiefer Ravenna.
Happy birthday, Keith. You'll catch him. You guys can greet him later. He's going to be on with Ramos for the second game today.
That's going to be a crucial matchup between UST and Adamson. And you see Ange Kwame, like a perimeter player, picking up Sean Ildefonso, three-quarter courts.
Gallego, nice spin. Outside shot, no good. Battle for the loose ball in the hands of Kwame. Nice catch, and the is good.
That's just unselfish basketball from 30 Ravenna.
Yamaha Bio #1 move as Ateneo now with a 58-32 advantage against NU with 4:23 remaining in the third. .26 lead for the Blue Eagles, their biggest of the game, and one of the major factors here for NU is Dave Ildefonso still scoreless in the game. And remember, Ateneo's done a good job on him since their first meeting. I mean, only 10 points for Dave in the first round defeat against Ateneo.
It seems like the defense of Ateneo is extra motivated whenever they have Dave Ildefonso to match up with 30 Ravenna in particular has taken it upon himself to limit Dave Ildefonso and limit him as he done. 0 points, 0 out of 2, not even more than 2 field goal attempts for the #1 scorer of the NU Bulldogs.
Offensive foul called against Isagaye, forcing NU into another turnover. Matt Nieto swings it around to Gian Mamuya.
It's been a 14-5 quarter for the Blue Eagles.
30 Ravenna missing from point-blank range. A rare miscue for the Blue Eagles when they great opening like that. Tough layup for Sean Ildefonso looking for a foul, but great defensive stance by Mamuyak. Ravenna attacks and lays it in.
One end of the floor. No foul called on the penetration by Sean Ildefonso, so it's a 4-point swing, possibly a 5-point swing as 30 gets the bucket and draws the foul from Galinato.
That's all seen on our McDonald's instant replay.
Bonus rebound for 30 Ravenna.
Ravenna with 15, along with 5 rebounds. He's at 15 points now. Ravenna will get a rest and a round of applause from the appreciative Ateneo crowd inside the Inares Center. Nieto is in the game.
8 points in the quarter for 30 Ravenna, so he has exploded here in the third. And now it's Gian Mamuyak who picks up David Defonso.
Looking for his first field goal of the game. Passes to his brother. Sean attacks. Sean it up. Isagaye with the offensive rebound and the putback. Gaye. That's going to be his first field goal.
He's going to have to be more aggressive and more active inside the paint here if they want to turn things around.
Gaye is 1 for 5 from the field today. At his first 4 attempts were duds, and all made in the first quarter. Melangel, no-look pass. Kwame in traffic.
That time almost catching Isagaye off guard on the backdoor cut. Double high.
Sean Ildefonso. Here's Clemente. Clemente with a one-hander. And a one-and-done affair for NU that time.
And I don't think NU has gotten an offensive rebound so far here in the third quarter.
SJ nowhere to go, dumps it down to Magdenburg. Magdenburg to Kwame. Kwame is blocked from behind. Kwame tries again and puts it in.
How about the persistence of Ange Kwame? 6 offensive rebounds here in the third quarter for the Blue Eagles.
Clemente puts his head down, attacks, gives it up to Sean Ildefonso. Dave from the baseline. Dave the reverse, and that's his first field goal of the game.
Finally a getaway here on the baseline for David Defonso.
Magdenburg off a miss by Mamuyak. 15 to shoot. Belangel. Guarded by John Galinato. The dump pass. Magdenburg. Well, that ball is deflected, but there's going to be a foul, I think, on Sean Ildefonso.
Number 0, Sean Ildefonso.
Ateneo continues to attack that painted area. And here's that block coming from Dave. But the second chance opportunity coming from Ange Kwame. And here's finally the first field goal of Dave Ildefonso in almost minutes of play.
But Dave will sit down. In comes Patrick Yu in the game.
Check that. Almost 30 minutes of game time. David Defonso has played a total of 21 minutes in the game.
Mike Malonzo is also in the game for the first time for the Bulldogs. Number 29. Here's Patrick Yu.
Ateneo's turn to go zone.
Disrupts the dribble penetration of Patrick Yu, and turnover again for the Bulldogs. Mike Nieto. Daves. Under a minute remaining in the third quarter, Magdenburg with a soft touch, no good, and Daves tips it out of bounds.
And Ateneo, despite being up by such a huge margin, still employing a 2-2-1 full court press.
On Galinato, almost lost it. Forcing National University again to another turnover. I mean, you can tell that NU is not accustomed to this kind of pressure.
Number 14, John
Especially Ateneo starts picking them up at half court.
It was actually a nice find off of the press break by Galinato, but the extra pass caught Isagaye off guard. Lost possession. And a foul on the other end sends SJ Belangel to the free throw line. In the first round matchup, Eric, NU did not break 13 points in any of the quarters. Right now they have 12 points in the first quarter, 15 in the second rather, but only 9 points so far here in the third quarter.
13 on the shot clock. Clemente misses from outside. Big Mike Nieto hauls down the rebound. The final shot can be taken here by Ateneo to end the third quarter. And Coach Tab shouting, go now, go now. 7 to shoot here. Magdeburg, 5 on the shot clock. Quick ball movement. Belangel from outside. 3 is no good. Nieto puts it up. Almost got it, so 2 attempts in that 22nd possession for Ateneo. Goes to show you how good they are at putting together a play. 65-36 is the Blue Eagles lead against the Bulldogs at the end of the third quarter. Bulldogs and the Blue Eagles here at the United Center. And to start the fourth quarter, Ateneo in full control here. 65-36 for the Bulldogs.
I look at that 9-point output in the third quarter. And I was telling our Sultan of Stats, Pong Ducanes, I'd be willing to wager that this 59 points per game allowed by Ateneo this season could historically be one of the lowest points allowed per game in the Final Four era.
Turnover for Ateneo on their first possession. Clemente misses. Huge rebound for Malonzo.
Good effort there from Alonso. Actually, one of the few offensive rebounds that NU has gotten, but said turns the ball over as well.
Mamuyak. Belangel, who missed that 3 at the end of the third, but not his first attempt here, fourth.
Keeps his average up at 50%.
Clemente is taking matters into his own hands. Last 2 attempts of NU coming from him, but all empty possessions so far for the Bulldogs.
And Ateneo will set this one up once again.
Clear foul against Galinato.
And you know, one thing about SJ Belangel, not the quickest point guard, but just so high basketball IQ.
McDonald's instant replay of that 3 here at the start of the fourth quarter by SJ Belangel.
Always is such a big bonus when you have the rest of your teammates on the floor who play great system basketball.
Daves, yes, Matthew Daves will knock in his second field goal of the game.
Just making it look so simple. Draws the double team on the ball screen. Daves slips, wide open 15-foot jumper.
Check that. First field goal, Daves, but he has 4 points.
Another deflection leading to a turnover for NU.
Give and go. Mike Nieto, nowhere. Brings it back out to Gianro. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Magdeburg unable to control the ball. It's in the hands of Sean Ildefonso. Now Ildefonso on the break. Ildefonso all the way and picks up a foul as well against Mamuyak. Jollibee 100% the amazing move of the fourth quarter.
So difficult to stop
Checking
Sean
down the number
Ildefonso
5, Gian Namuya.
once he gets a full head of steam.
Chami Diputado coming in
As we
for
saw in
Gian
their last
Diputado.
game against UP,
Tyler Tio and Troy Malilin
this guy
coming in for
doesn't
Gian
mind
Namuya
even if
and
it's
Adam
Bright
Blankenberg.
Akueti, who is the
Bonus
last
free
line of
throw for
defense.
Sean
He will take it
Ildefonso.
straight to the body.
And you like how Sean doesn't shy away from contact.
Yeah.
In fact, he invites it. He tries to get to the body of the big man and really initiate some contact. Take a look at the total foul situation.
Just 3 team fouls for Ateneo compared to 12. And we're not just talking about in the third quarter or in the second half. We're talking about the entire ball game.
3-ball
Mike
from the
Dieto,
corner. Big Mike
three.
Dieto.
One thing that we have not mentioned at all for Ateneo is that they do not seem to force any shot attempt. It seems that they are always looking for the better opportunity for the extra pass.
Number 27, yes,
No
Jay
forced
Benhel.
shots for
Here's
them.
a first.
Chami
Two
Diputado
on
is in the
Blue
game
Eagles.
for the first time, and he's fouled in the ball down as you see the
Shot clock at
Nieto
18
three from the
seconds.
corner. The three-point field goal situation as well on your screens.
4 of 13 for NU, 8 of 25 for the Blue Eagles. Lead so far
Sean
for some
Ildefonso.
34. Sean cuts it to 32.
And again, attacking the defense of the big man, Matthew Daves, and using his left to lay it in. Sean Ildefonso already with 15 in the game. Tyler Tio. Ildefonso tips it out, but it goes into the hands of Belangel. Belangel attacks. Belangel going wild, picks up the foul and lays it in.
And again, second chance opportunities. And SJ Belangel knowing when to attack, when to kick out, and then when to take it on his own.
On the Bulldogs. Bonus free throw for SJ Benhel.
Looks like they called the foul on Dave Ildefonso, so it has definitely not been his afternoon.
Belangel off the bench with 7 in the game. All scored in the second half, by the way. Chami Diputado. An opening there for Tibayan, who lays it in on the reverse.
What are the few inside points that NU has gotten here in the second half?
Daves picks up the pass. Tyler Tio faking right, going left. Passes to Belangel. Belangel taking advantage of his heft against Chami Diputado.
And this is another player that does not shy away from contact. Talk about SJ Belangel. Actually loves to draw contact on the perimeter. Has a knack for drawing fouls.
But Belangel will get some rest. And also a round of applause from the crowd here as BJ Andrade checks back in for the Blue Eagles.
And you probably won't see the starters of the Blue Eagles, particularly 30 Ravena and Ange Kwame, back in the game if this pace keeps up and if they're able to maintain this sizable lead.
Malilin touched it lastly. Will go to NU with some 4 minutes gone by here in the fourth and final quarter. Tibayan underneath, blocked from behind by Daves, and it goes the other way, and last touch by Jonas Tibayan.
And you see even the role players, second and even third unit of Ateneo playing excellent defense.
Tyler Tio evading Diputado. Malilin from outside. A rare empty trip for the Blue Eagles.
Troy Malilin not really known for his outside shooting.
Meantime, Dave Ildefonso will pull up and miss. Only 1 field goal for Dave. He gets the steal here. Dave Ildefonso, let's see if that gets him going. Can't lay it in. Tyler Tio loses it in traffic. A little helter-skelter play here. Sean Ildefonso ends up with the ball and puts it in.
Continues to add to his total leading scorer right now for the Bulldogs. That was a great extra pass there coming from John Lloyd Clemente.
17 points for Sean Ildefonso. BJ Andrade kicks it out. Tyler we've hit our Gatorade hydration checkpoint of the fourth quarter. Battle for the loose ball. It ends up with Matthew Daves, BJ Andrade, 14 seconds on the shot clock for Ateneo. Mike Nieto, corner three, in and out. Malilin keeping it alive, but it ends up in the hands of Mente.
Look at the young front line of the Blue Eagles. Malilin and Matthew Daves just attacking that offensive glass.
Ibayan, corner two, no good. And NU isn't even running down anymore. BJ Andrade with an easy layup. As it seems like the Bulldogs have all but given up.
Ateneo sucked the life out of this NU5 on the floor.
Chami, Diputado in traffic. Ball is loose. It ends up in the hands again of Mike. But Sean Ildefonso somehow, someway seems to be a magnet for the ball today.
And continues to be one of the few positives for the NU squad.
He's above his average of 10 a game. Sean Ildefonso, he has 19 already. Tyler Teo, open three. Nobody even close to him defensively.
And that's just so frustrating if you're Coach Jamai Harin. You can have an off night on offense, but when your defense gives up on you,
Sean
that's just a lot of effort.
getting a little physical with Daves, and Matthew Daves picks up a foul.
And it looks like it's only Sean Ildefonso that has continued to play hard for the Bulldogs, despite the score.
So a three-man substitution here for the Bulldogs, as it seems like Coach Jamai Harin has cleared his bench out. That's right.
For Sean Ildefonso.
Chadi Rangel getting ready to check back in, or to check into the ballgame for the first time.
That's right.
As Coach Tab Baldwin has fielded in both Isaac Go and Gio Chu.
Also, Manny Mangayaw in the game for the first time for the Bulldogs.
He's the father of M. Fernandez,
There's Mr. Fernandez right there.
athletic director of the Ateneo de Manila University.
So Rangel coming in for the first time today.
And he will replace Sean Ildefonso, who has given an excellent effort this afternoon. Sean leaves with 21 points, 8 of 16 from the field, 4 rebounds, assist and a steal to his name.
And Gio Chu misses from underneath the basket. Chami, JV Gallego. And Rangel makes his presence felt here.
JV Gallego has really been one of the silver linings here for Coach Jamai Harin. Despite the loss last game against UP and this big loss against the Blue Eagles, he has really played well past 2 games in particular.
And Chu drops down to the floor for the second consecutive time. 31, or make a 30-point advantage here for the Blue Eagles. Chami Diputado loses the ball on the way to the basket. Nice drop pass, and Andrade with a layup.
Another selfish play for the Blue Eagles. Tyler Teo dropping it off. That's going to be assist number 55 for Ateneo.
Wow. Talk about moving the ball around. Gallego from outside. Malonzo with the rebound. Sorry, Mangayaw. That was Manny Mangayaw. Last 2 minutes brought to you by BS Bank. BS Bank, pasen. Via mobile ang padala mo, cash agad in minutes. And Gio Chu finally knocking in his first field goal of the game.
That's a nice pass off a ball screen and the roll to the basket for Gio Chu.
Here's a pick set to get Gallego open.
One and done for NU.
And Bulldogs now just going through the motions, as you can tell. Not a lot of effort now. Malilin, nice seal underneath against smaller Diputado. Outside shot, Isaac Goa misses. Malilin picks it up. Malilin puts it in, taps it in, still no good. Malilin still with the ball. He's underneath against two defenders. Gio Chu attacks. Gio Chu down, and there's going to be a foul against.
And you just have to love the effort there. You see the entire coaching staff of Ateneo applauding the effort, not just of Gio Chu, but Troy Malilin in particular. That's 2 or 3 offensive rebounds.
For Gio Chu.
13 of the 14 players used by Coach Tab Baldwin have scored in this game. I know, Gio Chu, young rookie coming from the Blue Eaglets program.
And surprisingly, Mark, the only player who didn't score today for Ateneo is actually their third leading scorer, Matt Nieto.
Matt Nieto. He has not needed to score for them.
And of the 15 baskets, 11 of the baskets for Ateneo have been assisted. There's a reverse by Malilin.
Oh, what a move there by Troy Malilin. And you know, you have to remember, this was a former high school standout, was highly recruited coming out of high school. So it just highlights further the depth of his Ateneo bench.
Mangayaw, a wild miss for him.
And this is a stat that I think Coach Tab Baldwin would be more proud of. 11 of the 14 he has fielded in have assisted.
Right. And Ateneo won't even attempt a shot here, even if there's a difference between game and shot clock. Officials just let it go. There's Coach Tab Baldwin and the Blue Eagles with their 13th straight win of season 82 and 23 dating back to season 81.
Another masterful performance here for the Blue Eagles, scoring at least 21 points in every quarter. 22 in the first, 22 in the second, 21 in the third, and finishing the fourth quarter with 23 big points while limiting NU to 15 points or less in each of the 4 quarters.
Final score 88-51 Ateneo over NU. We'll take a quick break. Our best player of the game when we come back.